How you doing, Crazy Cracker lovers? This is Abiba, the Crazy Cracker Lady, coming to you with a new recipe. I've had so many people ask me, when are you going to come out with another video? And I decided to do one from Crazy Crackers. Learn the secret to a good cracker. And what it's going to be is sunflower power. I want to show you a couple other books that I have. I actually have 4, but I only have 3 with me here today. The third one is lip smacking favorites. This one has salsas, desserts, more crackers, soup, salad dressing. It's off the chain. And then the last book is Absolute Biba's More Lip Smacking Favorites. This one has the new and improved onion rings. It has breads, salsas, also has some desserts. Wonderful. But today we're going to be working with Absolute Biba's Crazy Crackers. Again, the book that started all the crazy cracker craze, learning how to make a good cracker. So, I'm going to move these off right now so that we'll have room for you to see what we're going to do. And a lot of people always ask me, how do you have time to do crackers? You know, you have a retail store, you're selling clothes and jewelry, and when do you have time to do crackers? Well, I do crackers whenever I'm getting ready to do an event, or if I just feel like being creative and doing something. And today I feel like doing something creative. I have on my Oakland t-shirt. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Oakland. One of my good friends did this. Her name was Anana. I love being from Oakland. And then I got my little cap on, so I decided that I just, you know, I'm casual, I'm comfortable, but I'm in the kitchen now and I want to show you how to do sunflower power. And I'm going to do the recipe exactly like how it is in the book. So for those of you who don't have the book but want to get the book, you can go to my website, crazycrackerlady.com, and you can order your books today. You can either get them as an ebook or you can get them as a hard copy. So let's get started. The sunflower power is going to be done in a food processor. I'm going to put that here, and you're going to use, of course, sunflower seeds. That's the main ingredient that we want to use. I'm going to put that right in here, and it's going to be 2 cups of sunflower seeds, okay? Put that right in there, and then the next ingredients that we're going to use tomatoes, red bell pepper, dill. I love dill. It's a really, really good herb. It's good for digestion. It's wonderful. And then we're going to use 1 date. You can either use raisins if you don't have dates, or you don't want to use dates, you can use raisins. And then you can use, we're going to use a white onion. The reason why I like to use red bell pepper in the sunflower power is because sunflower seeds sometimes have kind of a gray finish. It looks kind of ugly as a cracker, so I like to put the red bell pepper, which gives it some color. And you'll be able to see that because, you know, of course I'm happy to show you these wonderful crackers after they're done. So anyway, let's put some of all of this in here. I'm going to break this up just a little bit and put that in there so you can see how this is all mixed up. I just kind of chopped it up in big chunks, but I want to make them a little bit smaller, putting them in here. And then we have the tomatoes, and you can use hothouse tomatoes, you can use Roma tomatoes, whatever you like. And then we're going to put the date and the onion, and then we're also going to put, want to make sure I have this right, we're going to do a ½ teaspoon of cumin. I just love, love, love cumin, and that's ground cumin. Just do a little bit of that. There we go, cumin. Okay, and then we're going to do a little less, about 3/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. I happen to like the real salt, but you can use Himalayan salt, whatever you like. Okay, and then we're going to turn on the food processor and let that mix up real well. Cracker happens to be one of those spreadable crackers. A lot of times I'll do drop crackers, but this one is a spreadable cracker. This is mixing up real nice. I'm also going to add just a little bit of water to it because I'm going to be adding just a little bit of flax seeds to that. But I want to make sure all those sunflower seeds are all ground up. this smells so good. And this also makes a really yummy pate. It's wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water to this, very, very little, while the processor is running. Now if you make this as a pate, you don't need to add the water to it because you don't want it to be as wet as what this is, unless you just like a creamier texture in your pate. And then we're going to add just a little bit of ground flax seeds. Okay, turn this back on. This is going to be about 1/3 of a cup of ground flax seeds. That's looking real good. I'm going to add just a little more flax seeds to that. And you can use golden or brown flax seeds. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's looking real good. Excellent. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to spread this on the Teflex sheet. Or actually, this is the dehydrator tray, and then this is the Teflex sheet. Some people like to use parchment paper, but I like the Teflex sheets because you can use them over and over and over again. You don't have to always cut out the parchment paper each time you get ready to make a cracker. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move the book that has my directions there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here, move this over here, and then we're going to do just spread this so that you can see how this is done. Okay? And I won't do the whole tray, but I'll let you see at least how I am doing this, okay? Just take a spatula, and what you want to do is just spread that out. And I like very thin crackers. Some people like thick crackers, but I don't like thick crackers. If it's thicker, it's going to take longer to dry. If it's thinner, it's going to take a shorter amount of time to dry. What you want to do is you want to dry these for about 8 to 10 hours on the first side, and then another maybe 8 hours on the second side. And once it's dry, you want to flip it over and then let it dry for another 8 hours. Okay, this is all I'm going to do right now, because remember, we're going to do an onion ring. So I'm just going to do this, but you would spread this over the entire Teflex sheet, and then you're going to score this. And I'll show you how to do that. You can actually do it with the corner of the spatula, or you can use a spoon, which sometimes I'll do. But since I have the spatula in my hand, and we're going to act like this is spread over the entire tray. And then what you'll do that nice and neat, is take the back of the spatula and just go bam, bam, just like that, and then turn it. And again, I like to do small squares. I like to do it nice and thin. There we go. Then after you do that, you're going to take it. I'm going to move this over so I'll have a little more room. And then we're just going to put this into the dehydrator. Move this over. Put that right there. Put the cover over it. Turn it on. And you're good to go. Now, what I'm going to show you before I do the onion ring, this is the onion ring. And I use white onions because white onions Really, they're a mild onion, but they really, for me, make the best onion ring because I use a lot of spices. A lot of times with cumin and chili powder and all that, what happens is that if you're using a red onion, which is already spicy, it tends to be bitter. If you use a yellow onion, it also is a little bit bitter. But if you use the white onion, which is a milder onion, it really just makes a fantastic onion ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the rest of the batter and put it in there. But I want you to see this because once my hands get into this, I won't be able to really, I could, but I'm going to get the onion rings and the sunflower power so you can see this. Look at this. This fabulous. Look at this. Now, what we've just made, or what we're making right now, I'll tell you what all the other ones are also. This is the sunflower power. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can see the red bell pepper and tomatoes, the dill, all of that. This is fabulous. And you know I'm going to let you hear the crunch in just a minute, right? And then this here, this is the onion ring. Beautiful. And if you remember, the ones that are made with the barbecue chip recipe, those are much smoother, but you see how this is all nice and chunky? This is great. And this is the infamous barbecue chip. Thin, wonderful, tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, onion, garlic, fabulous. And this here is the other cracker that we're going to be doing. A little bit later you'll see that, but it's called Vegetable Garden. And then we have the honey turnip chip. Okay, the person, my good friend Anana, who's doing the video, you should see her. Her hand is trembling. This is one of her favorites. It's okay, you can tell the audience. Is this one of your favorites? Yeah. Uh-oh, there's the infamous hand. Ooh, ooh. This is so good. Uh-oh. Did you hear the crunch in the background? This is wonderful. The honey turnip chip is also, that is in, it's in the more lip smacking favorites. It's excellent. But I want you to hear the secret to a crazy cracker and the onion ring, which you can only see on this video. It is from the Sunflower Power cracker, and I decided to coat the onions with that, and it was so good. So you ready? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, delicious. Delicious. Even the crumb. And this is the cracker. So good. I know you heard that too. This is so good. I should have never gotten started, so I have to eat the barbecue chip and then I'll stop. The barbecue chip, what started it all. Oh, it's so good. I can't stand it. Okay. All right, I'm going to cover this up because I have to show you how we do the onion ring, remember? Okay, so I'm going to move this here. Move this here because we have our second dehydrator sheet in our tray. So I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to put this here. And then we're just going to coat these onions. Same batter. So that it's nice and chunky. Oh, it's so good. And again, this could be used as your pate. And if you wanted to add some chopped vegetables to that to make this look a little bit different, you could do that and serve this, of course, with Absolute Biba's Crazy Crackers. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to just coat these onions. Can you see how that's being done? Coat them nice, every onion. And you could do maybe about 3 or 4 onions, but this is only 2 onions right here. And these do take a little bit longer to dry because they are the onions, and so that does have a little bit of liquid. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put that all on the tray. Oh, these are so good. Oh my God. These are so good. These absolutely do take longer than the crackers. I will tell you that again because they are the onions. And you see how I'm kind of leaving a nice little coating on there. Make sure you break those all up and then stick those in the dehydrator. Spread them out, but have a little bit of layering on there. Okay? Like that. because with that getting in between, that just makes it a lot crunchier. Really, really good. I'm going to put it just a little bit more right there, and right little bit, just a little bit, because I like that extra, just that little bit of extra there. And you'll appreciate it once you make your own. And you know, I always like kids helping out. They're eating up all the stuff. Make them work, honey. Make them cut up some of those onions, or make them work that food processor, you know. But there we go. And then we're just going to stick that right into the dehydrator. Okay, and then put the cover on, and we are good to go. I'm going to stick that right, let's move this over here. Wait a minute, let's do this. Move this over. Stick that on that tray. Cover that up. And that's going to take probably about 10 hours for sure on the first side, and about another 8 to 10 on the second side. So, for those of you who want to make your crazy crackers, go to my website, crazycrackerlady.com. You can order your books online. And if you say, you know what, I want hard copies, give me a call. My number's attached to the website, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have, and also maybe give you a few more tips that I may have missed today. But anyway, I just want to say God bless you. Thank you for all of your support, and remember, enjoy your crazy crackers.